Hey guys, I'm Lance and welcome to my channel. And today I'm doing a pearl pour from an ice tray. And I did a seascape pour using an ice tray recently for the Colourarte Summer Educational Event. And it turned out pretty cool. I really liked how it layered the colors initially for my seascape so that I could tilt them back and forth, but I thought it would be kind of cool to do a pearl pour using this technique because I thought it might be beautiful to see these colors in these channels that the ice cube tray will create and see the pearl cells develop, but also manipulate it in a way where I could keep the idea of these channels, because the pearl mix also is kind of like a cloud mix and it creates these billowy, puffy kind of cloud effects to the white parts on the outside of the color channels. So I thought that this would be kind of a fun thing to do to see if I could do it. And here you see I'm showing you my pearl mix, and I will list the recipe for my pearl mix in my description box. But it's kind of the consistency of heavy cream. It's kind of milky, but a little bit maybe slightly thicker than milk, but it has to be very, very thin. And you have to coat your canvas well, and then you have to really kind of tilt off your canvas and make sure that that white layer is pretty thin to start with. Now my colors were Liquitex light blue permanent, and I used Amsterdam turquoise and Amsterdam manganese blue with a little bit of blue grotto from the new Primary Elements Frosted Sorbet line. And I also used Modern Masters Venetian blue because that's a really cell reactive paint for the pearl pour process. It really does react well, and I thought these colors were very beautiful. They were very kind of aquatic and ocean-like, and that's really what I was going for. Got my head spinning on my shoulders. I feel it burn inside of my chest. Now I was trying to be very careful with this kind of sweeping arc that I was taking with the ice cube tray colors, because my hope was that when I'm tilting this design around, I was going to be able to keep the white space in between the colors if possible, so that I could keep this kind of billowy cloud effect that will be between these color channels. And I think that I was kind of successful at being able to do that. And yay, I stuck the dismount. Now for me this was a new technique, just because I haven't seen anybody try to use the ice cube tray for a pearl cell painting, or this kind of, it's kind of like a combination pearl cell and cloud pour. And so for me it's new. I haven't seen the video if there is one out there of it, but I have seen BR, Turner Art, and Bonnie's Flow Art do pretty cool ice cube tray pours, and sometimes using a drop of silicone in one or two of the colors, which I think could be very cool. They got some really cool results, but I, just personal preference, didn't want to use silicone, so I thought, well, if this will work for a pearl pour, I'll get some cool results with some pretty white pearls, and it might turn out looking kind of cool. And this is going to be part one of two parts. I'm going to do a collaboration with Tiffany Romine, and this is going to end up being my background for another technique that is not necessarily a brand new technique, but is brand new in the fact of it's a very easy, user-friendly way to do a technique that we've both seen recently. So be on the lookout for that video. It's going to be coming up pretty soon, maybe next week. I don't know where we're going, but the clues that you are throwing are leading me back home. Now what I am doing is trying to tilt the image and the colors and the paint off the canvas without losing my white spaces in between the channels of the blue color so that I will maintain the billowy, kind of pillowy white cloud feel of the white in between the colors, but still get enough of the colored paint off that I can get my pearl cells to pop up and through, which I know might be kind of lofty goals, but I was giving it my best shot. And I think I'm pretty happy with what I get in the end. And as you can see, I'm stretching it pretty thin there, and you can already see a couple of small pearl cells popping up on the right there, and more pop up with time, but it really does take time, and I kind of made this part of the video still in real time tilting just so you kind of get an idea of, I'm trying not to do things too fast because I don't want the colors to start to try to run into each other, to start to lose the white channels in between. And that just takes, you know, feeling your paint, feeling where the weight of your paint is, and kind of listening to what's going on with how it's tilting and how fast things are moving. But you can kind of see, like I can kind of see that white down there kind of getting ready to go off the edge, and so I can tell like when I've got a good direction going to where I'm not going to kind of mess things up with my color channels. So it worked pretty well. Things moved pretty smoothly, still keeping the integrity of, you know, the channels from the ice tray intact. So I was happy with that. And here you can see I'm trying to go up that last corner and try to get some of that blue off and stretched, and then bring it all back. Thank you for riding with us on this Sunday Funday acrylic fluid art crazy train. And as always, our conductor is Cy with Frosty Eye Candy and the Joy of Pouring. And after him is Darren with Venom Fluid Art, and then Creations by Christy, and Sheldon of Shell Rock Art, and Britta Clayton of Britta Clayton Design. And then I am our caboose. And glad to be back on the train as the caboose. I will leave everybody's links in my description box, and please, if you've missed anyone, go back and watch. It should be a very fun train ride. Now you see me trying to pop the bubbles to make sure there's no air bubbles in my paints, and trying to get some paint boogers out of the painting, and using my palette knife to kind of do some more style lines through the piece. And also I wanted to mention, I put some of the Bling It Mother of Pearl into my white mixture, and it really created a pretty sheen to the cloudy parts of this that you'll see in the end on some of the footage on the flyover at the very end on the wet, but really especially on the dry results. And it was very beautiful, so that really added something to it. Now this technique that I am going to be unveiling with Tiffany, that is, like I said, just a different way, more user-friendly, and kind of some kind of cool, inventive ways to use this specific embellishing technique that we're going to talk about in our next videos. Be on the lookout for that, but it uses a lot of Colourarte products in the next video. And I didn't want quite as many in this because I wanted the background, that this is going to be a background for the next piece. It's going to evolve, and I wanted that to be a little bit more subdued so that the beautiful Colourarte pigments and things that I will use will really pop. So be on the lookout for this upcoming video. And as you can see here too, I am using my car detailing tube to blow into the paint because I was a little impatient, and I wanted the pearl cells to develop in the areas to make sure that I would get them in certain areas in the channels of color, because I really wanted that kind of bubbly, almost underwater-like pearl situation in those color channels. It's just the look that I was wanting to achieve. Now here I've used some Modern Masters Gold Rush, and I put a little bit of the Indian Spice in that, and this does some really cool things with the cloud mixture in those channels, and you'll be able to see close-ups of that too a little later. Just really kind of neat. And here you can kind of see it. You can see kind of how it kind of enveloped part of it, but then you see the peek through. And I love these colors and the pearl effects that I got through there. And that's something that you can do if you don't see enough pearl cells coming up. Sometimes in a pearl cell painting, you can treat it kind of like a bloom and blow into it, and if you can get to the underneath white layer, that will allow them to pop through and you'll get more pearl cell action there. Just another little tip. And it really looked beautiful though. I loved the way this turned out. It was really cool. You might want to try to use an ice tray pearl pour for yourself. Like, try it out. It's kind of fun. It's a fun technique to do. Here in the dry results, you can see that mother of pearl, kind of the blingy sheen in the cloud part, in the white part of the channels, and that blinginess of the gold is just really beautiful. And as I have said before, I am a Colourarte affiliate. If you'd like to purchase any Colourarte products, please use my code LanceTravis622 and get your 20% discount. As I said earlier, be on the lookout for this upcoming video that I'm doing the collab with Tiffany Romine on this technique where we do a little twist and make a technique more fun and user-friendly. And those videos will be coming up, I think, within this coming week. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. I will have something up on my community board about it. And as you can see here, I think the piece on its own, it turned out really beautiful. It looks very nice and like kind of feathery, billowy, just a pretty piece. And as always, I want to thank you for watching, and please come back and visit me again real soon for some more fun pouring together.